Time major winner starts today's final round 8 shots behind leader Dustin Johnson. That's the latest. I'm Kiran Bangle.
Miss being spontaneous? Like driving around the city at night, taking a trip to the sea to watch the sunrise, or going skinny dipping in a moonlit pond? If so, get behind the wheel of the new Seat Ateca, a stylish, spacious and versatile SUV featuring 18-inch alloy wheels, full LED headlights and satellite navigation. Yours to drive for just £239 per month with an initial rental of £1,434. Go on, you know you want to. The new Seat Ateca. Live large.
48-month contract hire, 10,000 miles per annum. Damage charges may apply. No ownership. Order by 16th of December. SEAT Financial Services. Visit seat.co.uk.
Leica Radio. Talking Points with Keith Vaz on Leica Radio 1458 AM.
Good morning and welcome to Talking Points on Leica Radio 1458 with me, Keith Vaz. Thank you for joining me today, Sunday the 15th of November 2020. Happy Diwali to all our listeners. Sal Mubarak. On this day in 2001, just 19 years ago, Microsoft released the Xbox, a mobile gaming console. All parents remain very grateful for this new gift. A total of 150 million consoles have been sold worldwide since 2001. That is almost equivalent to the entire population of Russia. Yesterday was World Diabetes Day, so as you reach for your mithai in London, Leicester, Birmingham and Manchester, just remember this key fact. Worldwide, about 450 million people have diabetes. But I don't want to spoil your Diwali fun. I'm sure that you're spending it happily with all your family. Our songs of the week for this Diwali week have been chosen by Lakshmi Sangani, who has worked as a nursery assistant for the last 8 years. Apparently Lakshmi loves dancing, and she joins us this morning with her dancing shoes on from Edgware in North London. Good morning, Lakshmi.
Good morning, Keith. How are you?
I'm very well. Now tell me, your first song, what have you chosen and who is it dedicated to?
My first song is Koyal Si Teri Boli from the film Beta, and since I love dancing, I'm dedicating the song to myself.
Very good. What's your favourite colour dancing shoes?
Pink.
Pink. Wonderful.
Yes.
The second song has also been chosen by you, and what song is that and who is that dedicated to?
This is Punjabi song, is Dil Chori Sada Ho Gaya. It's sung by Honey Singh Yo-Yo, and it's dedicated to all my loving, supportive, caring friends, Mamta, Paramjeet, Shiny, Gurpreet, Aisha and Jagjit.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us today. We know it must be a busy weekend for you. We will listen to your songs, we will jump up out of our chairs and we will dance to them. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Lakshmi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vaz.
This week, my guests include one of the most famous lawyers in India, Harish Salve, who will be telling us about his remarkable career, and Anupam Chandrasekhar and Jane Moriarty, who are the writers and directors of a new film about migrants called Kitchen Tales, a fascinating 40-year journey reduced to just 12 minutes. Please stay tuned. This is Keith Vaz on Leica Radio 1458.
Leica Radio.
My special guest today is one of the most famous lawyers in India, the ultimate go-to advocate who made his name in some of the biggest cases in the subcontinent and is now doing the same in the United Kingdom. He is now based in London and became a QC in January this year. Born in India and a senior advocate at the Supreme Court of India, he has represented the likes of Vodafone, the Tata Group, Salman Khan, the Bollywood actor, and even India itself before the International Court of Justice. His fee for that internationally acclaimed case, 1 rupee. Awarded the Padma Bhushan, one of the highest civilian awards in India in 2015 for distinguished service in the legal sector, and ranked by India Today as one of the 50 most powerful people in India. He joins us this morning from central London. Good morning, Harish Salve.
Good morning.
Can I start, Harish, by congratulating you most warmly on your marriage to Caroline Broussard? What was it like having a wedding in lockdown?
Thank you so much for your congratulations, Keith. The wedding was quite an experience. We started with 30 guests till the government slashed it down to 15. Then had to find out whether that would include the photographer and the videographer. Ultimately ended up with 12 because 3 people came down with COVID just before the wedding. We are lucky we got it done. It was quite an experience.
Yes, and great news. We saw the photographs, of course. We couldn't be there, but we saw the photographs. Now, long distinguished career. What was your life like growing up in Maharashtra in India? Your father was an accountant and a prominent politician, and your mother was a doctor. You didn't follow in either of those professions. Was it because they didn't want you to, or what was your path when you were so young?
Growing up in Nagpur, which is the town in which I was born and lived 21 years of my life, was very, very different. It's a very laid-back place where early morning meeting was 11 a.m. Very different from 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. in London and even in Delhi. But it was very interesting. This was before the era of clubs and restaurants, and where outings meant going into the jungle. So that helped me build a bond with nature. But it was wonderful. My father was an accountant, and he steered me towards accountancy. So I started as a chartered accountant. As an article clerk, I realized that was not for me. Even his practice was mostly on taxation. And then I met the famous lawyer, Mr. Palkhiwala, who was one of India's finest ever and one of the world's best lawyers. And he just asked me, Harish, when are you joining the bar? The die was cast. That's when the turn came.
Indeed. You went to university before that. What was your experience like? Did you enjoy your university life before you started on your legal career?
Oh, university life was perhaps the most fun time because it was very relaxed. Although I had already joined chartered accountancy, so most of my day used to go sitting in some client's office auditing physically written books of accounts. This was before the era of the computer, 1972-73. But university life in Nagpur was wonderful. It was very relaxed, very enjoyable, a lot of close friends. There were no places of entertainment, so it was mostly home entertainment. But it gave us a lot of time to meet, to interact, to have discussions. We used to have poetry reading sessions amongst friends, and that's when we all developed a great passion for music.
You fixed on a legal career. You talked about meeting Nani Palkhiwala.
Yes.
Was there any other choice available to you? Did you want to do anything else as a young man, or was it always going to be the law?
When I was a youngster, my grandfather, maternal grandfather, I was very close to him. He was an architect, and that was what I first wanted to be, an electrical engineer and an architect. And my grandfather, incidentally, Keith, I don't know whether you know this, the Umaid Bhawan Palace in Jodhpur, he was one of the architects. His name is still there. He used to work for the British in those days. So I was very tempted to go down that road. My only difficulty was I could not even draw a straight line using a ruler. That was not clearly for me. But very early in life, perhaps like most lawyers, reading Perry Mason novel, I was irresistibly drawn to the law.
This is Keith Vaz on Leica Radio 1458, talking to Harish Salve, the legal icon, about his life and his work. We will be back after the break.
कोयल सी तेरी बोली कुकु 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 सूरत है कितनी भोली कुकु 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 कोयल सी तेरी बोली कुकु 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 सूरत है कितनी भोली कुकु 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 नैन तेरे गजरारे होठ तेरे अंगारे तुझे देख के दिल मेरा खोने लगा
बातों में तेरी सरगम छन 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 मन को लुभाए प्रीतम छन 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 रंग तेरा रंगीला तू है छेल छबीला तुझे देख के कुछ मुझे होने लगा
यौवन की तू मलिका खिल के तेरा बदन महके
आओ जो पास तेरे सांसों का चमन महके
ओ यौवन की तू मलिका खिल के तेरा बदन महके
आओ जो पास तेरे सांसों का चमन महके
अंगों से तेरे रस बरसे
तेरे लिए जीवन तरसे
मेरे होश लिए जाते हैं कंवार तेरे कंगना
तूने मुझे बेचैन किया
तूने भी तो मेरा चैन लिया
बातों में तेरी सरगम
Leica Radio. This is Talking Points with Keith Faz on Leica Radio 1458 AM.
Welcome back. This is Keith Faz on Leica Radio 1458, talking to one of the most prominent lawyers in Britain and the UK, Harish Salve. Harish, you started your legal career, you went to work in chambers, but you also ended up as the Solicitor General of India, working with Soli Sorabji. Why did you take on that appointment and who offered that to you?
Keith, it's very interesting you ask me that. I worked with Soli for the first 6 years of my life in his chambers. Unlike the UK, in India, lawyers have their own individual chambers. So I worked with Soli for 6 years, and this is the most educative part of my life. It was amazing. And continued to work. In 1992, I was made a senior advocate, which is rather young. My practice picked up and I got the biggest cases. But I always had one downside. People used to say, he's so young, let's have an older lawyer also. So, and I used to feel that was quite something. In 1999, the government changed. As you should remember, Mr. Vajpayee became Prime Minister, and my late, very dear friend, Mr. Arun Jaitley, he became a minister. And he told me, why don't you become the Solicitor General? Your erstwhile boss, Soli Sorabji, is the Attorney General. And Ram Jethmalani, God bless him, who was a very dear friend, also called me. I said, yes, of course, I would love to do that. And then the three reasons I did it is, first of all, my father belonged to the Congress party. Here was the opposition party which was taking me on. So I thought I was being made the Solicitor General not because I was NKP Salve's son, but despite the fact that I was NKP Salve. The second was, as somebody said, once you have a rubber stamp of former Solicitor General, nobody asks your age. And the third was, I've had a lot of experience. I've built up a lot of experience till 1999 working with private clients, the commercial sector, the largest industries and big business houses. This gave me a great insight into also understanding how governments work. What are their problems? What are the problems in governance? And I think it was a great education for 3 years working with the government. And I was working very closely at that time. Mr. Vajpayee used to encourage me. I have attended cabinet meetings and have developed first-hand knowledge of how the cabinet considers problems, how matters are discussed. And we had a few turbulent years in the government. So it was an amazing experience being Solicitor General, and especially of a government which was so supportive and so completely, in one sense, responsive to everything what its law officers told them. That's how I drifted into that position.
But it never encouraged you, being there at your age, that very young age, sitting in the cabinet of India, watching the discussions between the Prime Minister and others, contributing sometimes when there was a legal issue. It never encouraged you to run yourself for the Lok Sabha or to get a seat in the Rajya Sabha. It didn't encourage you to do that.
To be honest with you, I was in fact even asked by my father more than once, and some of his friends in political parties said if I would like to join the Rajya Sabha, they would be happy to have me on their side. And my personal feeling is, when you see politics from very, very close, you either love it or you feel I want no part of this. I sort of went the other way. And my father used to always tell me, that, you are enjoying going to court and this work, you will get bored of this someday. what will you do then? And I told him, I will either take to academics or some other pursuit, maybe become a jazz pianist, but certainly not politics.
Let's explore, before we go to our next break, some of your biggest cases. You acted for Tata. You also acted for Vodafone in a 2.5 billion tax dispute with the Indian government, and you represented Salman Khan. So quite a breadth of different cases, not just commercial, also crime and other aspects of the law. Which of those three did you enjoy the most? I suppose they were all quite different.
They were very different. Let me take the third one first. Till I became Solicitor General, I had never ever appeared in a criminal case. The criminal law is a very separate jurisprudence. And then in 99-2000, the appeals of all the stock scam, the famous, what is called the Harshad Mehta stock scam.
Yeah.
All those cases showed up in the Supreme Court, and the Lalu Yadav, the Bihar scam cases. And my boss, the Attorney General, threw me in the deep end. He said, you have Jethmalani on the other side. So we need the Central Bureau of Investigation needs a heavyweight. That's you. Get on with it. So I had to start learning criminal law, and I learned swimming in choppy seas with Jethmalani on the other side. So that was my introduction into criminal law. And, of course, I acted mostly, and I began my life doing taxation work with my father. So Vodafone was a natural case. And I must tell you an interesting conversation I had with the then Chancellor, who was visiting India. He asked me, I met him at the High Commissioner's house, and he said, Mr. Salve, what is your assessment of the case? I said, it had its strengths and weaknesses. He said, what's the strength? I said, the facts in the law of the case are strong. He said, then what's the weakness? I don't understand. I said, the number of zeros involved. But despite that, I must say we were very happy we won it in the Supreme Court. And I don't know whether you know, the government changed the law retrospectively. And on my advice, Vodafone invoked the bilateral investment treaty. And a few weeks ago, we have the award of an international tribunal saying the retrospective law violated India's treaty obligations under the BIT. So Vodafone from a tax case became an international law case. But Salman Khan's case was a sheer accident. I was in Mumbai High Court actually arguing a tax case for Vodafone. When Jaitley's daughter, who acts for Salman Khan, came to me and said, can you get him interim bail? And I got him interim bail, and that sort of stuck with me. But his case was finally argued by Amit Desai.
But he must have been very grateful to you for what you did, because it was a turning point, wasn't it, for him?
Yes. He was never taken into custody, and then, of course, it was easy to hold that position.
Let's take another break. This is Keith Faz on Leica Radio 1458, talking to the legal icon, Harish Salve. When we get back, we'll be talking about other issues, in particular, representing India before the International Court of Justice. Join us after.
Leica Radio. Forum Insurance would like to say Happy Diwali to all our customers. We provide insurance policies tailored to your needs, whether you're looking for commercial, private or public sector cover. Whether you're after a new policy or just want a second opinion on your insurance cover, please call us on 0208 909 2899 or visit foruminsurance.com and have a happy and safe Diwali from Forum Insurance.
Wouldn't it be nice to forget about data? With Leica Mobile's UK Unlimited plan, you can. You get unlimited data, unlimited UK minutes and texts, all for just £19 for 30 days. Choose freedom with our unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment. So you can sing, dance, chat and smile to your heart's content. Visit leicamobile.co.uk to go unlimited today. Leica Mobile. We do data.
दिवाली का मतलब सोना खरीदना और सोना खरीदना मतलब Gold Bank London. Visit goldbank.co.uk for an exclusive Diwali gold coin collections.
Breaking news coming in. Award-winning Pick and Save on Kenton Road, Harrow have launched their backdoor entrance. Let's talk to one of our customers.
This is big news. The backdoor entrance is open.
You name it, they have it. Indian grocery, fresh vegetables and fruit, frozen, Ayurvedic, organic. The award-winning Asian grocery supermarket since 1999. This is big news. The backdoor entrance is open with a car park and they're open during lockdown. Pick and Save, Kenton Road. Pick more, save more.
Look, here is my delivery of meat and groceries from Tariq Halal.
Oh, wow! Look at the freshness of the chicken, lamb chops, and even that keema. How do they deliver so fresh?
Tariq Halal meat comes in an iced packed box and delivers the next day. 7 days a week. At your doorstep, anywhere in the UK.
Now I'm going to do the same. Order my weekly meat and grocery shopping at tariqhalal.com. Tariq Halal, there is only one.
यार फेस्टिवल सीजन आ गया है और एशियन ग्रोसरी खत्म. अब क्या करें?
Don't worry, baby. Sirazonline.co.uk है ना?
Get all your Asian grocery in one click. Just log on to siraz.online.co.uk. Vegetables, grocery, household products and much more. सब मिलेगा home delivery के साथ. साथ ही दिवाली ऑफर्स में amazing benefits भी. sirazonline.co.uk.
Hello, I'm Dr. Pasha Mukherjee and I want to talk to you about diabetes. If you're Indian, Pakistani or Bangladeshi, you're 2 to 4 times more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. It's a serious condition, but with the right support, you could prevent or delay it. The first step is to understand your risk and encourage your family to do the same. Diabetes UK has a really simple, free online tool to help you. Search Diabetes UK, know your risk, or speak to your GP surgery or local pharmacist. One small step can make a big difference to your health. Please, take that step today.
Enjoy a calm and stress-free Diwali with a powerful blend of 9 Ayurvedic herbs and oil blends. Himani Navratna Oil wishes you a very happy Diwali.
Wedding or special occasion? A designer outfit for you. Visit monavora.com. Heavily discounted range of bridal, special occasion and groomswear. Look no further. Log on to monavora.com.
Tilda Rice wishes all the listeners a very happy Diwali and prosperous New Year. 50th celebration of Tilda Rice. Thanks to you.
On air, 14:58 AM. Online, on your mobile, and on DAB digital radio.
This is Like a Radio. Talking Points with Keith Faz on Like a Radio 14:58 AM.
This is Keith Faz on Like Radio 1458, talking to my guest, the legal icon of both India and the United Kingdom, Harish Salve. Harish, you charged only a fee of ₹1 for a very famous case, an International Court of Justice case, concerning Kulbhushan Jadhav, who was about to be executed for being a spy in Pakistan, and you got him a stay of execution. How did you get that case, and were you confident that you were going to win it? Because, you know, his life was in your hands, literally.
Well, the case came by accident. In a TV interview, I once said, when there was a lot of excitement in India, so I said maybe India should explore the option of going to the ICJ. And next day, Madam Sushma Swaraj, God bless her, she's no more, who was the External Affairs Minister, sent for me and said, you raise expectations on TV, deliver. So we looked up the law and we found the case. It was with great hesitation we filed the case. We were unsure. There were 2 past precedents. We thought we might get somewhere. And the rest is history. And I think we managed to pull it off. It was one of the most stressful cases of my life. That's all that I can share with you. And it was real hard work.
It was, but you were obviously a hero in India. Does this mean that you're not allowed to visit Pakistan because of your involvement in that case?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think I would like to experiment with crossing the border and getting into Pakistan, considering the fact that a hero, one country's hero is the other country's villain.
Indeed. Crossing the borders is you did that when you decided to come over to Blackstone Chambers and to become a lawyer here. You were already a very distinguished lawyer in India. You joined Blackstone Chambers, one of my most famous sets of lawyers. Why did you do that? And in answering that question, do you think that there is much difference between arguing a case in the Supreme Court here and in India? Because one of the biggest criticisms of Indian law is that it takes too long. Do you find the same thing applies with British justice?
I moved over in 2013 onwards. It was a gradual process because I wanted to get back to my main love, which is commercial law. And I felt that there was more commercial law now in arbitration practice rather than in court work. So that's why I started doing a lot of work because I was spending so much time here. Some colleagues said, why don't you come and sit in Blackstone Chambers? I started sitting there. The extremely persuasive head clerk told me, why don't you join the bar? I just wrote a letter. The English bar very magnanimously admitted me to the bar. And next thing I know is I'm part of Blackstone Chambers. So it's been a wonderful move. And I really enjoy working here because it's a very different culture. And for me, it's not just a wonderful change. It is a lot more intellectually satisfying. In India, there is so much pressure of work. As a solicitor colleague used to say, that your waiting room in your chambers looks more like a doctor's surgery. Here, you take a case at a time, you get into it fully, you have the time, you have the leisure to examine its nuances, think, apply the mind, study the law. So I'm enjoying that process thoroughly. And as of today, I think arguing in the English courts is a delightful experience.
And a lot of people tend to want to sue in London, don't they? London has a very important reputation worldwide, not just for the system of justice, but also the speed. I mean, you must find the process is much faster here, cases coming on much quicker than in, for example, Delhi.
Oh, the speed here is rocket speed compared to India, although barristers here, the old-timers, are very dissatisfied with the speed here. But then again, there are pressures everywhere. The great thing about the UK now is that the courts are extremely independent. They are completely fair. Doesn't matter which part of the world you're from and what language you speak. And the insight into commercial law, which you see coming out of London and the commercial courts of London, is the leading light of the world. I think the world follows development of commercial law in England. So it's such a honor and a privilege to be a part of this system.
Finally, in this section, you of course have got one of the highest honours in India. You were given the Padma Bhushan, the third highest civilian honour, in 2015. Was that a surprise to you? And what was the ceremony and the occasion like? Is it similar to the honours in our country?
It was not a surprise, it was a shock. I didn't know what I had done to deserve that. But having said that, the ceremony, it's very interesting. The ceremonies in Rashtrapati Bhavan do resemble a lot of the system we have. I mean, there was a movie I was seeing about the way the governor, the vice-regal house used to function and back in the day, and I don't think much has changed. The president still comes in with the trumpeters coming in and playing the trumpet, and then there is a band and so on. But there's a lot of solemnity, and it was wonderful. And on a personal note, it is so interesting that when I actually received the award, it was at the hands of, again, the late Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, who was a very dear friend of my father. And it was so endearing. He bent down in his typical accent, said, Harish, congratulations.
This is Keith Vaz on Leica Radio 1458, talking to Harish Salve, the legal icon. When we come back for our final section, we're going to talk about current events, his love of jazz, but also I will be talking to Jane Moriarty and Anu Chandrasekhar about their new film on migrants, which takes 40 years but lasts 12 minutes. Join me after the break.
You're a honey singer. रेड वाइन मैंने पुरानी लाख रोका था यारों ने के ना कर तू मनमानी सुनो कल रात की कहानी पीली रेड वाइन मैंने पुरानी लाख रोका था यारों ने के ना कर तू मनमानी मिली मुझे एक अप्सरा कहती मेरे कोल अप्सरा मुझको ये तू बता क्या तेरा दिल है लापता दिल चोरी सादा हो go सेलिब्रेट प्री वेडिंग सगन ढूंढता हूँ मैं भी दिल वो कवारा जिसके लिए लगे दिल की लगन कईयों के आज रिश्ते के जिनके हो रहे हैं नैन मटके तू भी अक सीधी मेरे ऊपर रखे दस की करिए
दिल चोरी साडा हो गया वे की करिए दिल चोरी साडा हो गया वे की करिए नैनों में किसी के खो गया वे की करिए ओ मैडम तेरी चाल तेरे सिल्की बाल अब मैं इससे ज्यादा क्या कहूँ मैं नशे में टल्ली हो गया वे की करिए दिल चोरी साडा हो गया वे की करिए सारी रात सारी दारू सारी मैंने खींच दी वेडिंग है यार की तो कम पार्टी विद मी धीरे कहो
This is Leica Radio.
Leica Radio.
Leica Radio. Leica Radio. Leica Radio. Travel update.
I'm Michael Page. On the M25 clockwise after junction 16 for the M40, 2 lanes are still closed because of an accident, but traffic is coping well. In the centre of town, Whitehall has been closed both ways between Parliament Square and Horsecards Avenue for a wreath-laying ceremony. In Finchley, the A1 Littleton Road is closed both ways between Henley's Corner for the North Circular and the Bishop's Avenue at East Finchley because of a fallen tree. In East London, the A118 London Road is still closed both ways because of flooding between Whalebone Lane North at Chadwell Heath and Jutsam Lane at Romford. The District Line has severe delays between Tower Hill and Ealing Broadway and Tower Hill and Richmond because of earlier signalling problems at West Kensington. And on the Piccadilly Line, we've still got no services running between Maynards Lane and Uxbridge because of the poor rail conditions. Engineering work on the tubes also means that Northern Line trains aren't running between Charing Cross and Kennington. There are no Hammersmith and City Line trains between Hammersmith and Barking, and the District Line isn't operating between Tower Hill and West Ham. Additionally, overground services aren't running today between Highbury and Islington and Shadwell, Surrey Quays and New Cross, Romford and Upminster, and also between Willesden Junction and Clapham Junction. And that's the latest traffic and travel.
Leica Radio.
As winter approaches, here's a critical reminder of coronavirus symptoms from Dr. Gupta.
The main symptoms of coronavirus are a high temperature or a new continuous cough or a sudden loss or change in your sense of smell or taste. If you have any of these, to protect yourself and others, it is critical you isolate at home, even if you don't feel too bad. And you must book a test immediately. Use the NHS COVID-19 app or go to gov.uk/coronavirus.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
Leica Radio.
Hey, you know what they say, go big or go home. So for a big range of over 3,000 used cars to choose from, get yourself to Big Motoring World. Find all the makes and models of cars you need at a Big Motoring World location near you. Go to bigmotoringworld.co.uk. Find the menace from the M25. Hit it, ladies.
Big Motoring World.
Gold rate with Minar Jewelers. Take advantage of our amazing Diwali special offers at Minar the Diamond Specialists. 181 Upper Tooting Road, London, SW17 7DG.
Wouldn't it be nice to forget about data? With Leica Mobile's UK Unlimited plan, you can. You get unlimited data, unlimited UK minutes and texts, all for just £19 for 30 days. Choose freedom with our unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment. So you can sing, dance, chat and smile to your heart's content. Visit leicamobile.co.uk to go unlimited today. Leica Mobile. We do data.
I wash my hands to protect my family.
I wear a face covering to protect my mates.
I make space to protect my colleagues.
Hands.
Face.
Space.
I wash my hands to protect strangers.
I wear a face covering to protect other passengers.
I make space to protect you.
Hands.
Face.
Space.
As we spend more time indoors, we need to do whatever we can to help protect each other from coronavirus. So please, wash hands, cover face, make space.
दिवाली का मतलब सोना खरीदना और सोना खरीदना मतलब गोल्ड बैंक लंदन. Visit goldbank.co.uk for an exclusive Diwali gold coin collections.
Diwali is here and Sira Catch and Carry want to make it even more special for you. We're delivering fresh fruit and veg, grocery, mithai, household goods and much more right to your door. Order online at sirasonline.co.uk. We want you to have a really happy Diwali, and if you can't make it to us, we'll come to you. Order online from Siras at sirasonline.co.uk. That's sirasonline.co.uk.
Look your best this Diwali with Begin Men and Women Speedy and Permanent Powder Hair Colors ranges. Begin wishes you a vibrant and joyous Diwali.
दिवाली की खुशियाँ परिवार के साथ ईस्टर्न फूड्स स्पाइसेस की खुशबू से महकते पकवान हो या ईस्टर्न चक्की आटे से बनी ताजा रोटियाँ, दिवाली तो सबकी है। जो खाते हैं ईस्टर्न रॉयल बासमती राइस में मजेदार पुलाव और ईस्टर्न की खुश जायका लेंटिल्स, क्योंकि ईस्टर्न फूड्स सेलेक्ट करते हैं पूरी दुनिया से बेस्ट इंग्रेडिएंट्स आपके लिए। दिवाली तो सबकी है, खुशियाँ भी सबकी। ईस्टर्न फूड्स, स्पाइसिंग अप योर दिवाली।
Wedding or special occasion? A designer outfit for you. Visit monavora.com. Heavily discounted range of bridal, special occasion and groomswear. Look no further. Log on to monavora.com.
Tilda Rice wishes all the listeners a very happy Diwali and prosperous New Year. 50 years celebration of Tilda Rice. Thanks to you.
This is Leica Radio. Talking Points with Keith Faz on Leica Radio 1458 AM.
Welcome back. This is Keith Faz on Leica Radio 1458, talking to the legal icon Harish Salve. Now, you are, Harish, a serial winner. So when anything goes wrong, the rich and the famous and others will call for you. Do you think they always expect you to win your case? And therefore, does it mean expectations are so high, it's a bit of a shock if they lose?
You're right. Sometimes, and especially in current times with social media and whatnot, lawyers get the kind of public exposure which was unknown. And especially, this is more so even in India. You know, today we got bail for Arnab Goswami, and it's all over the media. So one of the first things I do is when you get a client, you have to make sure that the expectations are real and in touch with reality, and tell them, look, this is what I think you're going to get, and if you're not happy, please find yourself another lawyer. Otherwise, you're right, it can become a lot of pressure.
We're in a global pandemic. You are in the middle of London. You have cases all over the world. How do you deal with this at this moment? Are you doing your cases remotely, or have the cases basically stopped?
Well, the UK work has slowed down a lot. Even in India, the work has slowed down a lot. So there is a difference, especially commercial work has gone down. Having said that, for me, this opened up the opportunity of continuing to work in both jurisdictions. So it's a little tough physically in the sense, as you know, right now it's a 5.5 hour time difference. So I start my day at 5 a.m. doing work in India and then keep the second half of the day for UK related work. So yes, the pandemic has affected work and we are learning new skills. At age 64, I'm learning how to work off a computer and Zooms and Cisco's and stuff like that. So yes, it has affected our work, but it's better than nothing.
We 64-year-olds need to start our own little club of how to deal with the new technology and realise how it all works, but you seem to have managed to win that battle. Now, you married Caroline recently. You're joined together by many things, but in particular your love of arts. You have 3 children altogether, including Caroline's child.
Yes.
How often do you get to see the family, and what are they all doing? Are they involved in the same profession as you and Caroline?
No. The oldest daughter is in India. She's about 37, and she is training now to be a life coach. Poor things. India is quite bad, as you know, with the pandemic. So, and she's very careful. So she spends more of her life at home in India, living with her mother. And she's done very well. She's training to become a life coach. The younger one is married and she lives near Delhi in Gurgaon in one of the fancy developments. And she has utilized the pandemic to good end. She has started supplying food. She trained here in the Cordon Bleu Institute, learned cooking, and she's putting those skills to use. My third daughter, by marriage to Caroline, is Annie, who's an absolute baby darling. She just passed school. She was one of those whose results were evaluated, under the new system. She's taken a gap year, which is the good news. news. And the not so good news is she is now wanting to move out and be on her own. So we are very close, and she's a wonderful girl. It's so lovely to have a family here in London. My girls in Delhi, I only get to see them on video. I haven't met them for over a year now.
Goodness. And you must be missing your jazz. I would imagine you're a big supporter of Ronnie Scott's. How are you coping without Ronnie Scott's? Are you on the piano every night, or do you just listen to?
That's a big loss. I mean, you listen to it, but somehow it's not the same. For a person like me, sitting there, seeing the musician, sharing energy with the musician is very different from seeing even the finest musician perform on however good your system may be. Just not the same. A live performance is a live performance, especially when you're in the room. And I've had the privilege of seeing some greats like Miles Davis and Joe Henderson.
Gosh.
It's not the same, and we cannot really wait for Ronnie's to open. And Caroline and I, one of the ways I wooed her was I took her for 2 lunches to Ronnie Scott. So Ronnie Scott says I did a lot to my personal life.
Now, you've had a remarkable career, and there's obviously more to do. You've been Solicitor General on the Padma Bhushan, taken silk. You're one of the most successful lawyers in Britain and in India. Give me one ambition that you have left. I won't call it a bucket list, because, of course, you and I are the same age, and buckets are far in the distance. But one thing you really want to do that you've not done so far.
I want to improve my piano playing, and that's really the one ambition I have left, to become a decent piano player. Work goes on, as you know, at our age, we have to start looking at things to do in a bit of a distance. So work will go on, and I'm thoroughly enjoying working in London. But one of the things on my bucket list, of course, is the wrong expression. I want to get there laughing and joyous playing the piano.
Yeah, good. Well, maybe we can have a record coming out of that as well. Harish Salve's greatest hits. We ask our guests to choose a favourite song. Tell me what that song is, and why does it matter to you?
Caroline, apart from being an excellent painter, a wonderful artist, also has a lovely voice. And I sort of pushed her into taking singing lessons and so on. And she gave me such a surprise on our wedding party, which was only the 12 of us. And we had got a pianist in. She went up very uncharacteristically, took the mic from the pianist and sang Busama Mucho with her lovely Spanish accent and her wonderous voice. So that has become my current favorite song.
Harish Salve, Queen's Counsel, winner of the Padma Bhushan, a lawyer. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we are going to end with your song. So on behalf of all the listeners of Leica Radio 1458, congratulations on your wedding, and continue doing the amazing work that you do.
Thank you so much, Keith. Such an honor and pleasure to be here.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, tengo miedo a perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame perderte después.
Leica Radio.
To the busy cook ducking out of work early on a Friday.
See you later.
To weave through traffic. Shoot home and switch from work mode to chef mode with the flick of a t-shirt. Before zipping back out to the shop to get that green chilli you swear was in the fridge. And sprint back home to make a curry for 6 on a stovetop for 3. Whew. All to make sure Friday night curry night brings the heat. We couldn't have done it without you. Tilda Rice. 50 years, thanks to you.
How much does a house cost?
£270,000.
When it comes to money, kids have some interesting ideas. That's why HSBC UK are delivering a financial education programme to kids across the UK. We're also proudly supporting the BBC Children in Need appeal on the 13th of November to help raise vital funds for disadvantaged children and young people. To donate, search HSBC Children in Need.
500 billion.
Together we can build the new different. HSBC UK. Together we thrive. BBC Children in Need is a registered charity.
दिवाली का मतलब सोना खरीदना और सोना खरीदना मतलब गोल्ड बैंक लंदन. Visit goldbank.co.uk for an exclusive Diwali gold coin collections.
Haldiram brings you the most loved Indian sweets which are freshly made at our UK factory. Your favorite Haldiram sweets and namkeens are now available at Sainsbury's and Morrison's at super special prices. Let's celebrate this Diwali with your loved ones with Haldiram.
As winter approaches, here's a critical reminder of coronavirus symptoms from Dr. Gupta.
The main symptoms of coronavirus are a high temperature or a new continuous cough or a sudden loss or change in your sense of smell or taste. If you have any of these, to protect yourself and others, it is critical you isolate at home, even if you don't feel too bad. And you must book a test immediately. Use the NHS COVID-19 app or go to gov.uk/coronavirus.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
जा ही तो रही हूँ Sira Cash and Carry Hayes to get special Diwali offers. 10 kg trophy basmati rice £9.99 में 5 litres sunflower oil 2 for £9. 2 kg pure ghee only £8.99. Plain and self-raising flour any 2 for £1.50 only. Fireworks buy one get one free and many more. Free gift for everyone. Terms and conditions apply. Sira Cash and Carry Hayes, Springfield Road, UB4 0J. हैप्पी दिवाली.
दिवाली की खुशियाँ परिवार के साथ. ईस्टर्न फूड्स, स्पाइसेस की खुशबू से महकते पकवान हो या ईस्टर्न चक्की आटे से बनी ताजा रोटियाँ, दिवाली तो सबकी है. जो खाते हैं ईस्टर्न रॉयल बासमती राइस में मजेदार पुलाव और ईस्टर्न की खुश जायका लेंटिल्स, क्योंकि ईस्टर्न फूड्स सेलेक्ट करते हैं पूरी दुनिया से बेस्ट इंग्रेडिएंट्स आपके लिए. दिवाली तो सबकी है, खुशियाँ भी सबकी. Eastern Foods, spicing up your Diwali.
Pakistan Super League 2020 का इंतजार खत्म हुआ. The super exciting qualifiers, eliminators and the final are back from 14th November till 17th November. Don't forget to watch PSL 2020 live only on Hum Masala Sky 732.
Leica Radio.
Talking Points with Keith Faz on Leica Radio 1458 AM.
Stay tuned. After the news, I will be talking Diwali in part 2 of the programme. Let's go to Chennai and Finchley in North London to talk about a new, unusual and exciting short film. Joining me this morning are the writer and director of Kitchen Tales, a short film which lasts only 12 minutes but covers the span of a 40-year marriage of 2 Indian migrants who come to Britain. It stars actors Nikesh Patel and Sheena Bethesa. A very warm welcome to Jane Moriarty and Anupama Chandrasekhar. Good morning, Anu and Jane.
Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Keith.
Anu, your short film Kitchen Tales touches on issues of immigration, integration and marital communication. Where did this idea come from?
I wrote the first draft of Kitchen Tales after I had watched a bad Indian film in English. I wanted to tell a realistic and nuanced relationship story where its Indian characters don't dance around trees or speak an English that is alien to our ears. It was a migrant story, but it was about migration within India. And then when Jane and I began to talk about making a film together, I thought, wait a minute, I have a script. Then when Nikesh and Sheena got on board, they said, this is our story. We rarely get a chance to tell our own stories. And that was when my draft and the characters blossomed.
Jane, your working relationship has certainly been a fruitful one. You've met before when you were working at the National Theatre. What was that like, and how did that lead you to do a film of this kind?
Yeah, that's right, Keith. Anu and I were working at the National Theatre Studio, which is a centre for developing new ideas and new work. So it was an amazing place to start a collaborative relationship together. And when Anu shared the script with me, I completely fell in love with the story and the delicate and tender way that she takes us through this couple's ups and downs in their relationship. And really, it's a love story sort of told inside out, because they start newlyweds falling in love. And this script is very much focused on the unspoken communication between the couple as time slips by, and so film feels like the perfect medium to tell that kind of a story, because it's so visual and it's so intimate with the characters, so we can get right inside their everyday lives and the unspoken moments of what's unsaid between them.
Anu, your film is made by an all-female crew and production team, so there's no part for me. I did ask, and they said it's all women, apart from, of course, Nikesh. Was it important to you to make sure that your team was representative and pushed boundaries?
I was keen on such a team of women. It's important our voices are heard. Often we are underrepresented and unseen and unsung, particularly in Indian cinema. And Jane tells me the same is the case in Western cinema as well. And Jane was of the same view as I was, that we bring together a brilliant team of women, and we've done that.
Jane, the interesting thing is, of course, this is all happening while there is a global pandemic going on. How are you going to, first of all, direct the film in the current climate? But also, this is an unusual film because it's going to be crowdfunding. How do we deal with the issue of crowdfunding? How do the public contribute?
Yeah, so it's been really interesting to develop it as a project throughout the pandemic. We've been very lucky to be able to work online, and a lot of online conversations, a lot of screen time across the globe. I mean, it's already an international collaboration with Anu in Chennai, I'm in London, and we have producers in North America as well. So actually, you know, it has been quite conducive for us to work online together. And yeah, in terms of the way that we're making it, we're crowdfunding and have this campaign going live at the moment on kitchentalesthefilm.com to connect with our future audience and to find people who want to get involved and support us in making this film. So yeah, we'd love to hear from people, and if they want to find out ways that they can experience the film, because we've got rewards for people who support, such as getting recipes that feature in the film. The main communication that we explore between the couple is that they express themselves through food, through cooking and mealtime, which is such a cultural staple. So there's these amazing tasty experiences for people who get involved and support. And you can take a look on our website, which is kitchentalesthefilm.com.
Well, I was going to say venture, but it really is an adventure for both of you, but also everyone in the team and for our community. I've always wondered how we are going to encapsulate the history of our remarkable community in this country in a film, and you're going to do it in 12 minutes. It's such an exciting thing to do. I am sure our listeners on Leica Radio 1458 will be as fascinated as I am by this film, and I can't wait to see its journey and also the completed version of the film. So thank you both, Anu and Jane, so much for joining us this morning. The very best of luck with this adventure, and we look forward to talking to Nikesh and Sheena when the film is completed.
Thank you, Keith, and I hope that Leica listeners will enjoy finding out more about the film and getting involved.
We will be putting on our website the contact details for Kitchen Tales, so everyone who wants to can be part of this amazing film.
Leica Radio.
That's it for this week. Many thanks to my guests, Harish Salve, Jane Moriarty, Anu Chandrasekhar, and of course, Lakshmi for choosing our songs. Thanks also to my Leica team, my producer Rupi, my production assistant Eve, and my editor Adam. Thank you for sharing a bit of your Sunday morning with me. I know that you have a choice, so it's nice to be with you for even a short while. My closing song this Diwali and New Year weekend is by the Beatle George Harrison. If you remember, he gifted his home Bhaktivedanta Manor to the Hare Krishna movement. He had developed an interest in Indian spirituality during a visit to the holy city of Rishikesh when he went with his fellow members of the Beatles. It is a tribute to Lord Krishna. This has been Keith Vaz on Leica Radio 1458, signing off with My Sweet Lord. Hare Krishna, Happy Diwali, Sal Mubarak.
In London.
On your mobile.
And on DAB Digital Radio.
This is Leica Radio.
From the Sky News Centre at 11, Des O'Connor has died following a fall at his home. He passed away yesterday evening, aged 88. The entertainer headed up his own primetime chat shows for more than 45 years. He also had a successful musical career with 4 top 10 singles to his name. Our correspondent Emma Birchley says the star's agent's been paying tribute to him.
He loved life and considered enthusiasm almost as important as oxygen. He adored his family, they were everything to him. He's survived by his wife Jodie, their son Adam, and his 4 daughters Karen, TJ, Samantha and Christina.
The government insists letting vaccine disinformation spread unchecked could cost British lives, and it takes the issue extremely seriously. Labour's calling for such content to be stamped out online. The government's most senior advisor on statistics has revealed we're seeing a slowdown in the rate of growth of coronavirus. Sir Ian Diamond has also been speaking about infections within specific groups.
Those in their teenagers and early adults was where this wave started. It's now moved into all age groups. Although again, good news is that amongst those teenagers and younger adults, we are seeing some reductions at the moment.
But he's refused to discuss whether he thinks England's lockdown will end on the 2nd of December. Ireland's foreign minister's warning there are real obstacles in Brexit trade talks with the UK and the EU. Simon Coveney feels the two sides are still very far apart on fishing and the whole deal could collapse based on that. 20 people are being questioned by police in Washington after violence broke out between Donald Trump supporters and counter-protesters. One person was stabbed. And the Prince of Wales will stress the need for Britain and Germany to reaffirm our bond for the years ahead during a trip to Berlin. Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall